Good morning, students. Today's point, that is microbes as biocontrol agent. Microbes as biocontrol agent. That means human beings, for his selfishness, he can use any type of the animals, plants, or any microorganism. That means human beings, they need benefit from all type of the living organisms. Now, what is this biocontrol agents? Before going for biocontrol agent, as we are son or daughter of the farmers, we will be knowing in our field, in our land, when we are taking any type of the crop, at that time we are using number of insecticides, pesticides, weedicides, so on and so on. What are these? These are the chemicals made by human being, man-made chemicals which are used to kill the other living organisms. So these chemicals, when we are using in our agriculture field, they are killing the harmful insects. Along with that, they are killing the useful insects. Take the example. Number of insects, they are the pollinators of number of flowers. If we are spraying the insecticides and pesticides, along with the harmful insects, useful pollinators are also getting killed. So, when there is destruction in insects and pests, imbalance in ecosystem occurs. What happens? Imbalance. When imbalance occurs, then it is responsible for affecting our environment. So, as green revolution occurred, we have developed new varieties, but these new varieties, they are totally dependent on chemical fertilizers as well as chemical pesticides. So, if we are using the chemical pesticides, they are affecting our environment. So, now there is a need to go for organic farming. There is need to go for organic farming. Why there is a need to go for organic farming? Because chemical pesticides, chemical fertilizers, chemical insecticides, they are affecting health of human being as well as they are affecting the health of other animals. So, what is biocontrol agent? So, we are known there are presence of number of pests, there are presence of number of diseases to the plants. So, pests, they destroy the crop. Diseases, they destroy the crop. So, to avoid the destruction of the crop, instead of going for use of chemical pesticide, we can go for use of bio. Bio means life. To control the crops, to control the crop loss. Okay, so here we are using biological methods. We are using biological method to stop the disease and pest causing agents. So, use of biological methods for controlling plant diseases and pests. So, pests and diseases, that is pathogens, they are affecting our crop yield. They are affecting our crop yield. So, to avoid the crop destruction of crop yield, we are using biological methods. We are using biological method. Why there is a need to use biological method means if we are using chemicals, that is insecticides, pesticides, weedicides, these are harmful to human beings, these are harmful to animals, these are harmful to our fruits, vegetables, crop plants, and also it is harming our environment. Keep in mind, I think you have studied in chemistry that whatever the chemicals are there, that means insecticides, pesticides, weedicides, these are man-made chemicals. Once these are formed, these are non-degradable chemicals. when we are spraying on the fruits, when we are spraying on the vegetables, when we are spraying as the weedicide, they are not destroyed, they are not degraded, they persist, they are present as it is in the environment, and they are responsible for affecting the life of the human being, animals, and it is also responsible for causing environmental pollution. That is, as they are present in soil, soil pollution will occur. As they are entering into the water bodies, natural water bodies, they are responsible for causing the water pollution. So I think you are known about the use of groundwater by number of cold drink companies, that is Thumbs Up, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, so and so. If you observe the report, in that they will show that there is a presence of pesticides in that cold drinks. From where these pesticides are coming? So these pesticides, they are coming due to these pesticides, they are coming in water, they are entering in water when we are spraying in our fields, that is as an insecticide, as a pesticide, or as a weedicide. So these chemical pesticides, they are harming the human as well as environment. That's why instead of going for this, we have to go for biological methods of control of pest. So when we are going for biological method, how we can control these pests and pathogens, that is disease causing agent. So control of pest totally depends upon natural predation. Totally depends upon natural predation. Natural predation, that is the prey and the host, or there is a presence of prey and the predator. You are known about the food chain. One organism is dependent on another organism for its food. So insects, pests, or disease causing agent, they are totally dependent on other organisms. So if we want to increase our crop yield, we should not go for total destruction of the insecticides or total destruction of the pests or the insects. We have to go for management, minimum level of management of that pest. So control of pest totally depends upon natural predation. Totally depends upon natural predation. So one key belief is there: biodiversity furthers health. Biodiversity furthers health. Now keep in mind, food chain is there, one ecosystem is there. In that ecosystem, there are presence of human beings, there are presence of other animals, there are presence of different plants, there are presence of snakes, frogs, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. Each and every organism, it is dependent on others. Each and every organism, they are dependent on others. So biodiversity furthers health. That means if more biodiversity is present in the given ecosystem, more biodiversity is present in given ecosystem, then that ecosystem, it is called as the sustainable ecosystem. It is a long living ecosystem, and when long living ecosystem is there, it is the healthier ecosystem. It is the healthier ecosystem. So that's why if more and more living organisms are there, more and more healthier ecosystem will be there. And if we are using chemicals, that is insecticides, pesticides, or weedicides, harmful insects are killed with the help of these chemicals. Along with that, useful insects are also getting killed. So when useful as well as harmful insects are killed, other organisms which are dependent on those pests as the food, their survival is also difficult. Again, these are not survived means others are not surviving. So definitely there is effect on the ecosystem. So instead of going for use of chemical pesticides, insecticides, or weedicides, we can go for biological method. We can go for biological method. So pests are not eradicated but kept at a manageable level. Total eradication of the pest, it is not possible. If we are totally eradicating, then it is responsible for making imbalance in the ecosystem. So instead of going for total eradication, we have to go for maintaining the pest at a manageable level. So pest should be there and our crop should not be affected. So it is our main intention of use of microbes as biocontrol agent. As I told, we are using number of chemical pesticides, weedicides, herbicides, so and so. What will happen? Our main intention is to kill the disease causing agent or the pest. If we are going for biocontrol agent, specific pest if we want to kill, by use of biocontrol agent, it is possible to kill that specific pest or disease causing agent. But when we are using the chemical method, pests are eradicated, that is harmful pest and disease causing agents are eradicated. Along with that, we are destroying the useful insects, useful pests and useful disease causing agents. So that's why there is a need to keep the pest at a manageable level instead of total eradication of the pest. Clear? Now, to know how we can go for biological control of pest and disease, we should be familiar with various life forms. We should be familiar with various life forms that inhabit in the field, predators as well as pests, and also their life cycle, pattern of feeding and their habits. Now, how to explain this? Just take the example of caterpillar of butterfly. Caterpillar of butterfly, it is responsible for destroying the ball of the cotton. Now just take the example, this is the cotton ball. Now here there is presence of the caterpillar. So this caterpillar, it is responsible for damaging our cotton crop. If we are using the chemical insecticide or pesticide, it is responsible for killing the pest as well as it is responsible for killing other pests or other insects which are present in our agriculture land. That is bees, bumblebees or grasshopper, everything they are killed because of use of chemicals. But by the use of the biocontrol agent, how we can manage these pests at particular level. So it is possible because we should be familiar with various life forms. That means in our cotton field, caterpillars are there. Along with these, what other insects are there? What other insects they are dependent on these? We should know which bird is eating the caterpillar, which other insect is eating this caterpillar. Again, this bird it is eaten by again which animal? Everything we should know. So, how many life forms are there? And how many predators are there? How many predators are there? What is the life cycle of those? And how is the feeding pattern and living habitat in that region? So, number of living creatures, number of dependent living creatures, everything if we are knowing, then we can go for biological control of pests and diseases. Clear? So instead of killing all organisms present in the field, we can go for killing of a particular pest or particular disease causing agent by the use of biocontrol method. So life controlling the other life, and totally it depends upon predation. Predation, the interaction between prey and predator. Interaction between prey and predator. So snake is acting as a predator, frog is acting as prey. If snakes are not there, frog population will increase. So to control the population of frog, snakes are required. In the same manner, what are the number of insects which are affecting our crop? Their population should be kept at a particular level. Means what is required? There is a requirement of the predators. There is a requirement of predators. Now in our agriculture field, how we are using these microbes as biocontrol agent? Just see the examples. First example, ladybird. So ladybird, it is responsible for controlling the pest called as beetles. So red and white marking insects are there. So red and white marking beetles which are present in our agriculture field, they are spoiling our crop. So instead of going for chemical pesticide or insecticide spraying, if we are using more number of ladybirds, their population it is maintained. Beetles population it will be maintained at a particular level, and it is not responsible for affecting our crop yield. Clear? In the same manner, if we take the example, dragonflies they are used to control the aphids and mosquitoes. In the same manner, Bacillus thuringiensis. Nowadays, farmers they are getting the packed spores of the Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis, what it is? It is a bacteria. Bacillus thuringiensis, it is a bacteria, and we are getting the bacterial spores in powdered form. What we have to do? We have to take this powder, add into the water, and it should be sprayed in our agriculture field. So what will happen? If there is a presence of growth of butterfly caterpillars, these Bacillus thuringiensis, they enter into the gut of the caterpillar, they destroy the gut wall of the caterpillar, and they are responsible for killing the caterpillars of butterfly. Now, what is the importance of these? What is the importance of this Bacillus thuringiensis? Keep in mind, our main intention is to kill only the harmful insects, but it should not affect other insects or other pests. So by use of Bacillus thuringiensis, we are killing only the butterfly caterpillars. We are not killing any pest or insect present in our agriculture land. Clear? So Bacillus thuringiensis, it is present in the form of powder, spore powder. We have to add in water, and instead of spraying chemical pesticide, spray this Bacillus thuringiensis. What will happen? It will enter into gut of the caterpillar, it will damage the gut wall, it kills those caterpillars. It is not affecting, it is not harming any other insect or pest. So by use of this method, we can save our crop loss, as well as we can save other pests or other insects present in our field, and we can keep our ecosystem balanced. Next, BT genes. Nowadays, with the help of the genetic engineering, Bacillus thuringiensis, it is having one gene which is responsible for producing the toxin. Now the toxin gene, it is added into crop plant. It is added into crop plant. So Bacillus thuringiensis, it is having the gene which we are calling it as a toxin gene. Now this gene it is isolated from the Bacillus thuringiensis, and this gene it is added into cotton plant. We are added into cotton plant. Each and every cell of cotton plant there is presence of toxin gene. It is present in inactive condition. when any caterpillar or insect, when it bites the cell, this gene gets activated. It produces the protein, that is a toxin, and this toxin is responsible for killing the pest or the insect. Now, what is the main importance of this? It is not harming any of the individual. It is not harming human being. It is not harming environment. It is not harming other animals. So only specific insect it is affecting. So this is another method of biocontrol agent. Now take the example of one of the fungi, that is trichoderma. So this trichoderma, it is a root parasite. That is, it is present in roots and it helps in maintaining root ecosystem. It is maintaining root ecosystem. Trichoderma, a fungi which is present in soil, which enters into the roots, it will not harm the plants. It will not harm the plants. But other disease causing agents which are entering into the roots, their restriction it is done by this trichoderma. So trichoderma, it inhibits the growth of plant diseases which are occurring in the roots. So it is responsible for inhibiting the pathogens that are causing plant diseases. So it is affecting the specific type of the pathogens. And lastly, there are presence of baculoviruses. So baculoviruses, they are inhibiting growth of number of insects and other arthropods. So these baculoviruses, they are used as biocontrol agent to avoid crop loss from number of insects and other arthropods. Especially one of the genus of baculovirus, that is nucleopolyhedroviruses. Nucleopolyhedroviruses, they are used against number of insects and arthropods. Why? Because nucleopolyhedroviruses, these are species specific biocontrol agent. Species specific. What is the meaning of species specific? They are acting only on specific species. That's why nowadays more and more nucleopolyhedroviruses, they are used as biocontrol agent, because these are species specific agents, and these are also called as narrow spectrum insecticides. Narrow spectrum insecticides. Okay, and these special character of these, they are not showing any negative impact on plants, animals, birds, fishes and other non-target insects. They are acting only on specific insects. They are acting only on specific arthropods, but they are not acting on other non-target insects. They are not acting on plants. They are not acting on animals. They are not acting on birds and fishes. That's why these nucleopolyhedroviruses, they have been, their use is done more and more as biocontrol agent. And these nucleopolyhedroviruses or baculoviruses, these are the best means. These are the best means used for integrated pest management. Integrated pest management. Integrated pest management. So specific type of the pathogen, specific type of the insect, specific type of the pest, it can be killed with the help of baculoviruses or nucleopolyhedroviruses, and it will not affect other type of the living organisms. That's why instead of going for use of chemical pesticides, insecticides, weedicides, which are harming the humans, animals as well as environment, if we want to go, we can go for use of biocontrol agent which helps in organic farming. Nowadays, most of them, they are preferring organic farming, because when we are bringing any fruits and vegetables from the market, the upper layer of fruits and vegetables, it is covered with thin layer of insecticides, pesticides. So these thin layers, it is nothing but non-degradable chemical. When it enters in our body, it is responsible for harming the metabolism of our body, and it may lead to cancer or death of the individual. So instead of going for use of the chemical, if we go for biocontrol agent, it is responsible for giving benefits to the plants, animals and other organisms. Along with that, it is responsible for protecting our environment. That is, it avoids the soil pollution and water pollution.